back to the channel, Pro and do vids, and this is just my quick thoughts on the game that just finished between both the Mãori All-Stars and the Indigenous All-Stars. And obviously the win today came from the Indigenous side and just finished now where they won 28 points to 24. So yeah, just a quick reaction because I'm not really at a place where my main setup is, so just gonna give my quick sort of opinion and give my little piece of what I thought about the game. But look, it was a good game, honestly. I think both sides could have won it. Obviously, Mãori were close with a lot of opportunities, but I guess Indigenous probably took their chances a lot better. But, you know, it wasn't much in it. Like, I can't, you know, talk here right now and say that one side was bad because both sides are pretty good. You know, I think every player that played for both sides had a good game and had a crack. You know, I think it's a real sort of kudos to both teams because I think both of them gave their all and you know, played hard for their culture and played hard in general. So I think both sides should be happy with that one. So but obviously, yeah, the Indigenous came away with the win there, and no, fair play. I think fair play to the Indigenous side. A lot of talent, obviously, with Walker and Hines as the halves. Of course, we're going to get a lot of points and a lot of good opportunities for them too as the halves. Latrell obviously wasn't as involved as I would have thought he would be, but he still did a job at fullback. I like Kieran Mosley at hooker. I thought he did an alright job as well. And Ryan James, you know, obviously retired, but playing his real last game in the rugby league sort of environment. So good on him to having another go and playing a fair game. So, but yeah, look, I think that, you know, the players for Indigenous that stood out to me were obviously, like I said, Walker and Hines. But the one that I guess I thought, you know, I was saying a shocker at first, but definitely turned that around towards the end was Selwyn Cobbo. You know, Cobbo, after making so many knock-ons at the start of the game, like, Indigenous could have won by a lot more if Cobbo caught half of his knock-ons he made, but, you know, he still made up for it when he scored a hat-trick, so that was a good thing for Cobbo, and, yeah, no, that was great by him. But yeah, no, look, I think I've got to say that the backs were pretty good for Indigenous. Obviously, their backline's probably better than the Mãori backline, but you know, the funny thing is the Mãori forward pack is better than the Indigenous sides, but I think both, but didn't really matter. It didn't really show that much because I think both areas of the teams both play the same. Like the forwards are aimed up for both sides, the backs play well for both sides. So, like I said, not a game that had too much in it, but I think Jermaine Hopgood was alright in the middle of his defence. I thought that Bailey Butler and Shaquai Mitchell, you know, bring good impact from the Butler came bringing good impact from the bench, but Shaquai just did his job in the middle. Yeah, no, look, I think Indigenous just all around play well. Obviously, the new coach Ronald Griffiths, who's obviously the NRLW Knights coach and premiership winner. So obviously he'll be happy with that, as that's his real first sort of game coaching the men's. So good start there for Indigenous, and that's their first win over Mãori since 2019. So fair play to them. But as for the Mãori team now, look, not much. Look, they didn't do much wrong, I thought. Obviously, they could have scored a couple more times because I thought with the opportunities they had that they didn't execute quite well. But that's credit to, I guess, the Indigenous side's defence. But you know, I thought guys like Preston Ricky really stood out. Now, I don't know if he has any relation to Jordan Ricky. Wouldn't surprise me anyway, as Ricky's not that common of a last name. But yeah, Preston Ricky, he really impressed me actually. He was really good. Got a good try towards the end of the game, and yeah, I think he's a back row / centre, so he really impressed me actually. And it wouldn't shock me if he gets a debut soon because I like what I saw in Preston Ricky. I think Pompey, Harper, and Jesse Arthurs did their job in the backs. Hayes Perham was fantastic at fullback. I think Hayes Perham deserves a shout out. He was really good at fullback, and obviously his talk he'll be the starting fullback for the Bulldogs in round one. And yeah, I mean, he made a bit of a statement during the All-Stars game, so he had a fair game, Hayes Perham, I thought. Fisher Harris was decent. Him and Hopgood had a bit of a battle out there. But yeah, look, I think you know, Mãori didn't do much wrong. Like, they didn't do much wrong to lose the game other than miss a couple of opportunities to score points. But, you know, they still did their job, and I think Indigenous did as well. So, all around, it was just a good exhibition type game. That's what you expect. Like, I wouldn't take this game any serious than what I guess it already is, because it's already just a a for fun game for playing for your culture and playing with your heart for that culture too. So that's all I take out of it. But if I'm to give a list of top 3 players on ground that I thought were the best on ground, I'm going to say number 3 was Nico Hines. I thought Nico Hines was fantastic. Set up a couple of tries, and obviously his impact was really big for that Indigenous side. Number 2, I'm going to give the Hayes Perham. I think Hayes Perham deserves a wrap for me. It's very tough to pick the top 3, by the way, because there were so many players you could put there, but I'll go 3 Hines, 2 Perham, and my man of the match, I'm going to give the Selwyn Cobbo. I know Cobbo did struggle at the start, but he came back really strongly, and that try he got where he busted and fended a couple of the Mãori defenders, that was incredible. That's what Selwyn Cobbo can do when he's on, so that was really good. But look, obviously Indigenous too good, 28 points to 24. Don't know who won the best player on ground, but I'll have to check in a second. But until then, that brings it into my quick sort of review of the game. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment what your thoughts are on the game. But until then, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.